these 500 people that just got killed in the Middle East, right? People are mortified by that, but ultimately, what's that doing? That's creating and generating more and more hatred worldwide, because it's on the main stage, man. And Esau controls mainstream media, man. Okay? And they have a phrase, what is it? Order and chaos. So once you start seeing all these false flag attacks happening everywhere and all that and whatever, you know, you're going to be looking at your average neighbor like they got 3 heads, man, because you don't even know who to trust. And that's how they're going to spin this. Okay, to the point where, you know, anyone, you know, that pretty much ain't down with, you know, once they push that chip in order to determine who's who, anyone ain't down with that is going to be labeled, you know, an enemy of the state, if you will. You know, and we can see that. We can see that happening. That's easy for them to manipulate and spin this major crisis, you know, for their advantage. When I say their advantage, I'm talking about the wicked elite. You know, hey, the scriptures speak about the secret. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, man. Psalm 64, right? Right? Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Now they do have a secret council, man, where they meet up. They got the Bilderberg meetings and that Bohemian Grove. You know, all of that. And they make plans, man. They got their think tanks. They want that NWO. They want that New World Order agenda. They want to push that hot and heavy. All right, and a part of that is for these people out here to be chipped. Okay, so this is what they're gonna do, and how they're gonna enforce it is by waging war on you people in these cities, man. All right, the scriptures speak about in 2 Ezra 16 that they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So they're coming for you, Jay. All right, they're coming for us. All right, especially if you're telling our people that we're the Israelites and you're pushing out this truth. We're the people that they hate the most. Alright, because ultimately we're preaching the downfall of their kingdom. We're preaching that Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. Okay? And when we see this more and more worldwide hate like rising, you know, they're gonna use that to turn that against us. Everyone that's in support of the Israelis and so on and so forth, or what's going on, hell shit, even if you're in support of the Palestinians, they're gonna turn that focus on the Israelites, man. Alright, because we are their main target. Because remember, this is about Jacob versus Esau. See, all the heathen nations, man, they're just extras in the movie. Alright, but the main characters in this movie is Jacob and Esau, man. That's why the scriptures speak about in Rebecca's womb that twins were, you know, they were fighting together. 2 manner of people were in her womb and they were fighting in the womb, man. This is biblical. Alright, this level of hatred that this devil has for us is real, man. Okay, and he's going to show that level of hatred real soon. Okay, he's showing it now behind the scenes, but he's going to openly show it in these last days. And I was just watching that movie, what do you call it, Till, you know, depicting, you know, Emmett Till and the way they put him to death and that, whatever. Because apparently he hollered at that white girl. Her name was Carolyn Bryant, you know. Carolyn Bryant Dunham, I think her name was. And I think it even came out, and I think the CNN did an article about how she lied and how she'll never be brought to justice about what really happened with Emmett Till and her. But what they did to that boy, alright, what they did to that man, he's 14, and that they beat him to a pulp, man. He was damn near unrecognizable. His eyes were fucking caved in, his face is all swollen, and I think they just dumped him in a river. You know? And that was all over the so-called white woman. So they show you. And that's just one account, Emmett Till. They show you the hatred that they have for our people, man. Alright, and that wasn't even too long ago. That was 1955. Alright? That was 1950. That was under a century ago, man. So you gotta think to yourself, that hatred of this, that this devil had for us, still has it. Alright? Still has it, bro. Alright? Why do you think it was punishable by death on them plantations that if we were reading the scriptures, hey, it was punishable by death? If you could read, period, it was, are you a learned nigga? If you could read, it was, you were getting punished. But if you could read the scriptures, man, why do you think they wanted to keep the scriptures from us? Because it tells us who we are, man. Alright, the scriptures prophesy about us going into slave ships, into slavery. and that we were going to be sold unto our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and that no man shall buy us. That's in the Bible, man. All right, they didn't want us knowing that truth. Okay, they didn't want us knowing that truth, but now the great awakening is happening. The truth is overflowing right now, and that's Matthew chapter 24. All right, which goes into, and was it verse 14? And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached throughout all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So this is the good news for us, man. Yeah, Jacob, you know, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. That's good news, man. But you see, Esau don't want us telling you that. All right, the scripture says in Sirach 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and the riches got by deceit. You want to talk about what's going on over there in Gaza? What about the fuck that happened during the transatlantic slave trade? What about what happened, the Indian Removal Act? What about the slaughter of the Native American Indians, man? What about that? What about that level of genocide, man? All right, the conditions that we were forced to be kept in on them slave ships, shitting and pissing all over each other, man. What about those conditions, bro? Which is funded by the small hats. All right. Now, hey, so when you gonna, hey, and that Christopher Columbus, you know, that was he was a Spaniard, a so-called, well, he was a small hat, right? He was a small hat, man, Cristobal Colon. All right, and Esau's blessing is a sword. And one of his quotes, he couldn't even put his sword down, no, not for an hour. Why? Because that man lives by the sword. This man is the devil that you're dealing with here, man. And now the whole world is seeing the amount of fuckery that this devil can do, but you ain't seen anything yet. All right, because this devil is going to turn the heat up, and ultimately, he's the sword of the Lord on the left-hand side. So the Lord does everything with balance. You got the righteous and you got the wicked, man. That's why King David said, Psalm 17 and 13, you know, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So when we tell you that this devil's about to roll like a madman out here, putting you Jakes to death like nothing, hey, he's coming, bro. So we gotta get ourselves prepared. We gotta get ourselves ready, man. You know, spiritually prepared, right? Calling upon the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, knowing what these biblical prophecies entail. Hey, the scripture says the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. But you know what else ain't gonna tarry, man? One of the main visions or prophecies is just the return of Yahushai, man. But he that will come, he will not tarry, right? Hebrews 10. So Yahushai is coming, bro. Meanwhile, all this shit's happening on the earth. Meanwhile, you got Yahushai, the day of the Lord burns in his heart. The Lord said, vengeance is mine and I will repay, saith the Lord. So the Lord is angry as hell, man. What they did to the Lord is worse than what they did to Emmett Till. The scripture says that his visage was marred more than any man. All right, so we got to think about how angry the Lord is. So this is the wrath of the Lord coming down upon these nations, man. When you see these things happening on the earth, remember the Lord is angry. The Lord is bringing forth judgment out here. The Lord is doing this. Isaiah 45 and 7. Okay, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, do all these things. The Lord. Alright? This is what the Lord is doing in these last days, man. From the Lord belong the issues from death. The Lord said, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So, you know, pride is futile, man. You got people believing in themselves. People believing in fucking false idols, man. Pride is a motherfucker, bro. You got Jake caught up in his false religions when they should be worshipping the King of Terrors. Okay? They should be fearing the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. But guess what? The Lord ain't giving them the ability to fear him. He's put the spirit of deep sleep upon them. That's why they're walking around the earth in great pride. And the day of the Lord is going to come upon like a come upon them like a thief in the night when they least expect it, man. Yeah, I want to make money. One's committing adultery, one's doing this, one's doing that. Everyone's just out here, do as thou wilting. You know? Oh, you only live once. That, you know, live while you live your life while you can. But you don't seem to realize, you know, at any moment in time, this shit can turn the fuck up. All it's gonna take is for one major, right, or simultaneous false flags for this devil to manipulate this to, you know, in whatever direction he wants, to bring these cities, you know, to bring the people in these cities to their knees, accepting anything, right, to re-inject stability into these societies, into these cities. And that's gonna come by way of that ship. They can do that, bro. You saw what they did with the pandemic, and how they had everyone lining up. They had everyone under house arrest, man. Lockdown. What's that? That's biblical prophecy. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, man. The shit started looking like Hunger Games out here, bro. Alright? People were separating into things. You couldn't go from one place to another. It was like you were in a different district. Alright? So this ain't no joke. You know, the Lord is really shaking things up out here, bro. 2 Ezra 15 and 17. Alright, the Lord set that up. That a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, man. People wanted to see their grandparents. They couldn't see their grandparents because of the pandemic. All these things, then through the back of that, of the chaos and all the confusion, people were lining up, man, holding out their arms to receive the thing in the arm, you know? To receive the serpent's venom. Dropping dead left, right, and center, man. So this devil, man, hey, remember, that sword is being sharpened. Okay? This devil was sharpening that sword, man, and we're coming to that time. Alright, where all out hell is about to break loose. So they're gonna wage war on you. Right? You there getting worked up about what's going on in that region over there in the Middle East. Okay? Which that's nothing but the valley of Jehoshaphat, man. Yahweh Shaphat. Okay? The valley of the Most High's judgment. Okay? Remember, Yahweh Shaphat, the Most High's judgment. This is what the Lord is doing, man. So we always have to realize, hey, that this is the Lord is stirring things up in these last days. That's what's going on out here. And in these last days, we gotta pray for strength. We gotta pray to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that we stay on the right path and that we keep on believing, keep on fearing Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and do what the Lord wants us to do, which is to feed his lambs, man, and maintain that belief in him. Because the scriptures tell you in Hebrews 11 and 6, without faith, it is impossible to please him, man. It's impossible to please the Lord without faith. So we have to think about that, man. Alright? Anyway, so with that, man, you know, just a little righteous rant in the morning. Like I said, I'm on my way to work, you know. I'm on my way out of town. And I just wanted to speak about that because I said, this thing that's happening on the mainstream media, breaking news, bodies are just dropping apparently. Alright? But guess what? Hey, this is all, the Lord is stirring things up. Remember, ultimately, this is what the Lord is doing on the earth. Alright? To speak about sword, famine, and great confusion, man. That's the time that we're living in. Okay? So we are definitely in the times of the end. And if you don't believe that, man, you are spiritually asleep. You ain't woke. Alright? So with that, man, I pray you were edified. Till the next time, Shalom.